Engaging with teams and colleagues and building more resilience is really crucial at the moment. And the added factor of working both remotely and face to face means that the systems to communicate need to be really clear. So there are obviously apps and platforms that need to be developed, but there's also a level of interaction, of human interaction, that needs to be developed and that needs to have its own framework. So the 5-point agenda developed by Virginia Satir that can be used in regular business meetings really helps to build that resilience, build that understanding, and also deal with practical issues. It has 5 points, and I'm going to go into them in a little bit of detail so that you understand how to use them. Those 5 points, the 5-point agenda of these meetings are appreciations, puzzles, new information, complaints and recommendations, and wishes, hopes and dreams. And the idea is that we share on each of those agenda items, whoever we are, to really engage with the other person and really let them know what's going on, but also to be more effective and efficient in our communication. So starting with appreciations is a very powerful way to start a conversation, because we're really looking at what's good in the other person and what the other person has done, and it really engages that other person, but also forces us to think, actually, what are they doing well, because we're often focusing on what's not happening, on what we don't want. Puzzles are really another way of looking at problems. By presenting them as puzzles, we realise actually that this is a creative issue that we need to solve, a creative problem solving exercise, as opposed to a problem which often lends ourselves to, well, who was right and who was wrong. So a puzzle is something that we do together, that we work on together, and also something that doesn't necessarily have an answer this time, but maybe when we come back to it in the next meeting, we often have a resolution to it, or find a resolution to it more easily. So keep it on the agenda on that regular basis. New information. We assume that we give each other the information that we need all the time, but actually concentrating on what is new, what is important, actually helps to remind people, to clarify what is going on, and often clarify that information which may have been a bit vague. Complaints and recommendations is often where we start, but when we put it in the context of this agenda, it's more easily digested. Of course we're going to have complaints, of course we're going to want to recommend the other person what we think they should do, so having it on the agenda is really important as part of the whole. We can express our complaint, and we can express how we think the other person should do it as a recommendation, as opposed to maybe an order or a moan. And lastly, wishes, hopes and dreams are really important. Sometimes we're not able to express the whole gamut of our wishes, hopes and dreams, to explain them to the other person, but our wish might just be to get back into the office or to do things more regularly. We can hope and dream for things and share them, knowing that not all wishes come true, but actually putting them on the table makes it easier for them to come true. I hope that this is a really helpful way to engage with other people, and that you'll start to use it slowly but surely. Good luck.